Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
Yo, Jeremiah Jeezy here.
And
Jeremiah Johnson's my name.
We are back. For most of you listeners, it's been another week. For us, it's been almost 2.
That's right. People may have noticed our not all of our stories the last couple of weeks have been as they're topical, but they're not as timely.
They're not timely.
Yeah, so which stinks because sometimes we'll catch on usually to stories like from our various news sources and record them on a Sunday and then drop our show on Friday. And in between, it gives all those other jerk-ass podcasts and people like Colbert time to fucking latch on to some of our stories. But we always are first. And in this case, we're back to actually recording. We're recording this the night before it goes out. So hopefully this will be a nice, sharp, timely show.
It's topical. We got stories you've never heard before. That is the plot of the show, by the way. We take stories that are taken from the deepest, darkest reaches of the internet. We bring them up to the surface, and we like to twist them into new content, be it a movie, a TV show idea, comic book, stand-up routine, doesn't matter.
Yeah, recipes we've done before.
Yeah, but before we start into that, we like to jump into a little something called Rapid Fire, where we talk about stories that maybe don't need enough attention for a full discussion or twisting into new content.
Yes, and
although sometimes we are guilty of turning them into new content.
That's just bonus. It's what we do is we don't apply that pressure to ourselves going in, but if we have that in us, we will absolutely do it. I do want to make put a couple of caveats out there. One,
we're not a podcast.
This is all in your mind.
And by the way, if you don't like the show, delete it.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, we don't want you. And if you're listening to us on any of the radio stations out there, please subscribe on iTunes, Podbay, Stitcher, I don't know, any of the podcast apps.
It's a good one. That will also make sure that on certain weeks, if we don't get around to posting as timely on, say, like Friday specifically, like last week, that was my fault, you won't end up missing an episode. You can still go and grab it on the Saturday morning when we post it. Generally, we post on Fridays, and that gets you all to all of the radio stations out there.
Plus, a quick bit of an update. In the next couple weeks, I wouldn't say the next 3, because we're rather busy. I'm, in fact, going to New Orleans soon.
New Orleans, yes.
We are going to start doing a second episode that will not be on the radio station. So if you want to get a little extra content from the show, we're going to add Rapid Fire into its own little extra episode each week, and the regular show will be our normal web dropping show where we make all the fun contents and have celebrities on from time to time, like past celebrities, Dan Harmon, Lloyd Kaufman,
Mr. the late great Larry Cohen, of course.
And we'll be doing those episodes like normal, and you'll find those on all the available channels. But if you want to hear the little extra tidbit, make sure to go and subscribe. Yeah. Also, make sure to give us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah, we'll read it. We'll read it.
We haven't checked in a while, but we read whatever you write for a 5-star review online on the show. If it's anything lower than 5 stars, though, I'm sorry, you didn't make them meter.
Die.
Oh, yeah, and also die of whatever terminal cancer keeps you from clicking on the 5th star.
I'd love to give them, but my bones
are too weak. I can only move the mouse to the 4th star.
It's my knuckles locked up halfway through, but I just want to let you know. And then it's just ... For some reason, they had enough to type ... What I was going to mention, Scott, is that for all my primies out there, 7 times 37 is 259. That's what episode we're on. Also, this episode is dropping right around the halfway point to Halloween, and we forgot to do a halfway to Halloween as timely last year, and we tried to remember to do it this year. It's really up in the air. It's a middle. It's essentially a few days from now.
Roughly, halfway to Halloween.
We could technically do another halfway to Halloween if we had more spooky stories next week and be accurate, because it actually happens right in between the two stories. But yeah, halfway Halloween. So we are taking kind of a
halfway to Halloween.
Wow, a lot of halves in there. You're just accenting weird parts of the words.
It's the spookiest time to misenunciate.
Yeah. It is, we tried to take a slant of a spooky slant of these stories.
Yeah, we're doing halfway to Halloween.
Absolutely,
you'll notice by the title probably.
Yes, exactly.
Is that the title? Halfway to Halloween.
Halfway to Halloween. Yeah, although the people in the radio stations didn't know that until just now. So
it's actually going to be to Halloween.
That's an explosion, not a thunderclap, but I can't do those very well. Oh, cool.
Look, we got all these sound effects. You got a mixing board here. Let's press a few buttons.
All right.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I just like that button. It's the closest to me.
It's not cancer. It's not cancer. It's not cancer.
Little Jimmy, where are you? I can't find you. You said he'd be home at 10.
Oh, yeah, little Jimmy, suck my dick. Oh, yeah, little Jimmy, suck my dick. Oh, yeah, little Jimmy, suck my dick.
Where's Jimmy? Well, this is a good soundboard.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, wrap him up in a blanket. Blanket. Bury him in the backyard. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to hit him that hard.
He shouldn't have dressed as a fleshlight.
He couldn't help it. I like how our... First of all, we just feel like we just need to hit that button a few times every
you
sound
can
effect.
tell it's a soundboard because of the fact that we love hitting the button at the inappropriate time.
Yeah. We split these samples up pretty good, but we are going to go into the rapid.
Yeah. What are you, Crest? I'm not Crest. I'm not Crest. I'm not Crest. What are you then?
Oh, the pitch shift.
I
forgot we had the pitch shift.
Well, I love that when you press down the button longer, it changes pitch.
It does now, yeah.
I'm a flashlight. Ow!
Oh shit! So much blood. So much blood.
All right, we'll bring back the soundboard a little bit later in the show, but let's
we will.
let's definitely move right ahead with the program.
Yeah, rapid spooky fire.
Now for rapid fire, we have
rapid fire.
I don't like how you say that.
Well, you know what? That's just it's programmed to the soundboard. I can't stop it now.
Now, a few of these things are topical news stories. A few of these are news to us, and they're all spooky, so it fits the format.
Yeah.
Number one I brought to the table. Chair, did you know that pigs in a blanket go by many names?
Yes,
we're familiar with pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket,
little
of course.
Vienna sausages wrapped in flaky dough.
Yes, exactly. They're delicious.
And did you know that one of their most popular names, top 3 in fact, outside of pigs in a blanket, is devils on horseback?
I did not know that until I read it in the show notes.
Thinking this is from the puritanical age?
Yeah, but where's the devil in the horseback? Like, I don't quite get the pigs in a blanket makes sense. It's the pig, it's like a hot dog in a blanket.
Okay, look, you know what?
But there's
I saw no rationalization for this. So how about we go real quick back and forth, 2 each. Why are they devils on horseback? I'm thinking red on brown. Like
but it's
a devil on a horse. No.
You devil in a horseback.
This isn't a debate.
Okay.
You get number 2.
I will say just because I don't. It doesn't make sense.
I'm thinking because okay, I'll do number 2. You could stick a stick in a hot dog and make a corn dog. A stick in a horse is like for a kid is one of those little horsey things you ride on with the horse head and the stick.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
And then you're the devil.
Cool.
Right, not good. Do you have a third?
I would say like maybe at the time they like put maybe they put like ketchup on top of it or something, so that looked like the red devil riding on top of something that otherwise looked like a horse.
I like that. I got number 4. Okay. Jews. They don't eat pork. So pork is the devil.
That's not exactly true, but
the breading you put around it is the delivery mechanism for your mouth, much like a horse delivers mail.
That one actually might make the most sense out of all of those. People who like weren't supposed to, they could essentially hide their pork consumption by wrapping it in dough and be like, I didn't even know there was pork in there. Yeah. But the devil is on horseback. So there, something new. Yeah, we got some Sesame Street news.
All right, so the Count on Sesame Street, who is a vampire.
Yes, you know the Count. Do you know the Count's full? You know the Count's full name?
One bad story.
No.
2 bad stories. He's critiquing our show now.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But this
his full name is Count Von Count. I don't know if people knew that.
Oh, that's redundant.
Yeah.
This actually comes from an old idea way back in the day. People used to think that vampires were obsessed with counting, so they would leave items on gravestones at night in cemeteries to distract the vampires so that they would not leave the graveyard and then go eat people. They'd be stuck there counting all night. This might actually have something to do with the other thing where if you ever go into graveyards in modern times, you'll find lots of coins on gravestones. And people say they leave them for luck. This might be a porting.
I thought that was also so you could like pay the toll on the. Oh no, that's when you put it over the eyes. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
But this might be a porting of an old idea where you needed to leave an item to count, so change would be countable. So maybe that eventually over the years they dropped the vampire part and made it more of a we're leaving a offering. But does a dead person want pennies? No one wants pennies. A living person doesn't want pennies. You know who does want pennies? Parking meters.
Yep.
waiters.
Nobody wants pennies. So just use them for the vampires.
Parking meters and waiters. That's all I got.
And it's going to give them more to count, like, because, you know, if you take, instead of leaving the quarter, you're like, no, let's do 25
that's how I run
pennies.
That's how I run on my bill at restaurants. I put the tip out first, just in pennies, and when they're stuck counting it like a vampire, I dine and ditch.
Yep.
And they can't find me.
That's clear.
They can't get me because I dine and ditch only during the day. So those vampires are stuck counting those pennies, and then they're like, "Hey, he left and didn't pay for his bratwurst."
Yeah, vampires.
Then I'm already out in the sun, and they can't come get me because they're stuck in the dark bar.
So you think that anybody who counts pennies is a vampire? You've made a logical leap.
If you're basically, I'm saying autistic people are vampires,
or what the actual
Rain Man was a vampire. Those toothpicks for him were his pennies.
That
was his Alamo.
The obsession actually exists in humans. It's called arithmomania. Arithmomania,
but does not exist in vampires outside of the legend because it never ported forward to now.
And vampires may or may not be real. But I looked up some other things about numbers and vampires. They have a lot of relationships with one another. I found out that
Jared, tell me more. Tell the listeners more. Jared, I want to hear more. Can you please tell us more? Jared, at any point now, please tell us more. I don't know why you're waiting. He's bated breath. He's biting his tongue. It looks like he's angry at me. Go ahead.
I'm not going to start because you're just going to keep interrupting. So now I'm not going to talk for the rest of the show.
Go ahead.
Vampire numbers in mathematics is a composite natural number with an even number of digits that can be factored into two natural numbers, each with half as many digits as the original number, and not both with trailing zeros, where two factors contain precisely all the digits of the original number in any order, counting multiplicity. The first vampire number is 1,260, which is 21 times 60. If you rearrange 2, 1, 60, you get 1260. That's a very first vampire number. The first vampire prime, for all my primies out there, is much more high up there. It's 117,067.
Nice. And for all of you listeners who have to deal with the fact that we actually do talk kind of quick on our show, slow that down. If you do 1 speed, it'll be normal. 2 speed, Jared will sound drunk.
Yep. Which is funny because I'm drunk already.
Vampire number 216.
Cool.
That was a preview for anyone who's like, I don't think I'm doing it. No, now you're going to do it. Now Jared's going to sound like the most wasted human being on earth talking about vampire numbers.
I kind of want to have a segment where we record it in our normal voice, and then we do slow it down and pipe it back into the show.
You know, that's been done. The Ralph Report.
Well, I don't like they do the drunk Donald Trump too on Kimmel and whatnot.
Yeah, if you go way, way, way back in time, we interviewed Ralph Garman, who is co-host of Hollywood Babylon with famous filmmaker Kevin Smith.
Of course.
And his new podcast, Ralph Report, they do a segment each week where they take a moment of his co-host talking, who has never drank a sip in his life, sober dude. And he says really stupid shit on air, so they slow it down so it sounds like he's drunk. Saying the stupid shit.
Nice.
It's actually one of my favorite segments in the show, and it is amazing. And if this ever was a thing on the show, I would say as you're a listener, find us on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else you can find us. It's always Lost and Known Podcast. And write us and give us a drunk moment where we should slow it down, and we will do that for you.
Yeah, well, we do speak quite quickly. I intentionally ran through that one very fast because it doesn't make any sense reading it. So I just figured, I don't know what that stuff really is. So I just ran through it.
Fair enough.
Really, you can do 1,260 into 21 times 60, which rearranges to 1260. Boom, that's it. So.
Now, you have one last rapid fire you added to this show notes.
Well, we got 2. We got the Satanic Temple and Heck Boy.
Oh, yes. I skipped one.
You've got Satanic Temple, or I do as well, so.
No, the Satanic Temple, which is a religious organization by all rights, if every other religious organization is allowed to be one.
They've been recognized. They've been recognized as a religious organization, but they never took the tax exempt status before.
And they finally did, and it finally brings them in power to other religious organizations, whether you believe in religion or not. If you're going to claim to be one, and as much as you may or may not like the tax exempt status of churches, they still are open to the right to be tax exempt.
Well, and really the whole point of this is they've always had the right to. They could have filed for tax exempt status ages ago, and the whole one of the big tenets of both the Church of Satan and now the Satanic Temple, which are different slightly, or actually quite a few differences on there. But the Satanic Temple is the modern one that most people know that actually is more political. They intentionally didn't have it because one of their big things that they rally against is the tax exempt status, but then they're finally saying, well, if they've incorporated, coloring books in schools when they try to pass out like Bible pamphlets and shit, and then suddenly they take the Bible pamphlets away. They're like, well, if suddenly it gets under people's, craw that we're, getting tax exempt status, maybe they'll actually change it by us becoming tax exempt. Yeah. And worst case scenario, one of the takeaways of this, folks, is if you want to give a charitable donation to the Church of Satan, it is now tax exempt for yourself. So you can actually give that away and give them a little kickback at the end of the year.
To be clear, a lot of people do not like the tax exempt status of churches.
Yes.
But the separation of church and state does one powerful thing, and we should probably support them being tax exempt simply for this reason. If they lose that exemption, it also breaks down the other half of this coin, the other side of this coin, where they then can influence politics.
Yes.
They are currently exempt from influencing politics.
Well, they used to be. They
do it, but they don't get in trouble for it. But also, it is illegal for them to do it.
Well, it used to. I think the whole point of this is it was last year that the Satanic Temple originally tweeted out that it was time to go tax exempt, because I don't know if it actually passed everything, but I know that when there was a bill that made it at least through the House back when the Republicans controlled it, it was specifically to allow the churches to keep their tax exempt status when giving political donations, which is pretty ridiculous because that is a clear violation, it seems, as a separation of church and state. So that was definitely a factor in that. And really what they're hoping is like, well, we're going to take advantage of it until we can't. And then if we can't, that means that we hopefully ruined it for everybody, which they actually want to do. They would prefer to not be tax exempt, but if other people are doing it, why not take advantage of it?
All right,
so
you have the
Hail Satan.
Last story on the table.
Yeah. This is a pretty quick one, hence a rapid fire. Dixon, Tennessee, a Tennessee movie theater sits across from a church and next to an elementary school. They have decided to censor the word Hellboy on their marquee and called it Heck Boy instead, because that's much better. So that's just real quick. I don't have any real...
No,
it's nothing
in
big
fact,
either way. Whatever. I don't really care.
Did not know you did this, but you nailed something right now. We're about to play a game on the show real quick.
Okay.
And the fact that they changed the title of that is exactly my game.
Okay.
Changing the titles of horror movies.
Okay.
So, Jared, what I'm going to do is...
These all movies I've seen?
These are all...
Or at least I'm fully aware of, familiar with. You're not going to throw some... Actually, I know a lot of obscure horror movies.
You have seen all of these.
Okay.
These are 6 horror movies that you have seen that they have changed the titles for international release.
Oh, okay. So these aren't like me trying to come up with a title. This is like trying to figure out what they've changed it to.
I'm going to give you the international title.
Oh, cool. I like this game already. I'm liking it.
I'm going to give you the country of origin.
Okay. For that it was changed for, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then you give me the original theatrical title in the US.
Sweet. And these are all horror movies.
By horror, I will extend slight sci-fi
genre movies, yes. They're in our genre.
If it's a bloody sci-fi movie, it fits.
Yeah, that's cosmic horror. We'll just call it that. Yeah. Boom. Horror is such a wide range.
So, before further ado, here we go with Jeremiah in the hot seat. This is International Horror. What? Does that work?
That's a great title. International Horror. What?
Number 1.
Yeah. We got
Electronic Murderer from Portugal.
Lawnmower Man.
The Terminator.
Could have gone that way.
Number 2, Captain Supermarket from Japan.
I would say the Army of Darkness.
Yep, perfect. Number 3, He's a Ghost, China.
He's a ghost? It'd be great if that was The Sixth Sense, because it's literally like the end of the movie. What is it?
The Sixth Sense.
Is it really? Yeah. They tell you the twist of the title.
He's a ghost.
Oh my god, I love that so much because it's like the twist.
Number 3.
That makes me so happy. Oh, that should have been the last question. It's kind of hard to top that one.
Number 3. Superpower Dare Die Team from China.
Superpower Dare Die Team. It's horror. What the hell is team-based horror? I don't know. I want to go with like Super 8 or something just because it has the word super in it. Maybe Suicide Squad. That's not a horror movie. What do we got? What is it?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. Comedy, yeah. But you're right. Horror comedy.
It's horror.
Yeah. It's a genre. It was floating around my head. I should have had it.
Teeth from the Sea, France.
Jaws.
Yep. Final Dead Coaster.
Final Destination?
3.
Oh, yeah, like the one with the roller coaster, obviously, yeah.
Final,
It'd be great if that was the name of it with a plain one.
I like that Dead Coaster isn't even a word.
And I mean, why not? You're keeping it that close. Why not Final Destination? Was that too confusing in their language? I don't know.
That was the one where they died in the roller coaster, so
Yes.
Final Dead
Coaster.
Coaster.
Well, yeah, I assumed it was that one. I guess I could have specified that. But it
you're right.
actually would have been funnier if it was the first one, which is them on a plane. Just be like, Final Dead Coaster.
I should have saved 6 cents for last year, right? But I love that. He's a ghost.
He's a ghost. It's a fucking great. Just give the end of the movie away, which is like half of the good part of the movie. Is just
Yeah, they don't understand the twist.
Yeah.
Because they're like, so it's in the title. There's no twist.
Yeah, well, they were just like, oh, wait, I can't believe they made this so confusing. They waited to the end to tell people this? We're going to put it right up front in the title. He's a ghost. Cool. He was dead the whole time. Oh, my God, that makes me so happy.
All right. Well, that concludes our game.
I like it. We should
portion of the show.
That's a fun one. I like that one. I think with the next iteration of that game, we each come to the table with 5 and try to get the real title and actually try to get the other person to come up with an international name for it, or an alternative title. That's what I thought you were going to put me in the hot seat for. I like this one better, but I know that there's probably not a lot of that trivia out there. So,
all right, time to move into web droppings. Except we have a small segment here called bug droppings. So these are all spooky bug stories.
But, I'm going to roll the. I actually legit have an intro for it. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that.
I hope so too. I haven't heard this.
You haven't heard it.
I'm super intrigued.
I have not made it, but I have an idea for what I'm going to do. And the good thing is all I need to do is put like cricket sounds in there, like that like serves double duty if I wanted to, because it's like, oh, are they just being silent and that's a funny cricket sound, or is that the sound of a bug? I mean, it's both. So that's clever.
I hope you have cricket sounds here too right now.
There's been a few spots where we could have used some cricket sounds. We found that when creating web droppings, that we actually had it stacked pretty heavy all over the place with some various like animal stories. And actually, you pointed out that they're all like bug-based animal stories. There's a few different things here. So the first one we start out with is about football-sized sea bugs that devour an alligator's corpse, which you can actually watch video of, which is fucking cool. And let me actually open up the story here.
Yeah, these are isopods that are about the size of a football.
Yeah, well, they're pill bugs, essentially, but giant.
They look like pill bugs.
Yeah. And it's funny because actually when you get that large, they just look like essentially like part of a lobster. They don't have the claws, but they look like part of a lobster.
They look like aliens. Because in this picture...
And they devour the fucking shit out of this.
An alligator.
Yes, and alligators have tough scales, and they were actually curious, and there's a reason they studied this, or that they did this. This wasn't like just caught in the wild. They essentially wanted... The scientists wanted to test the phenomena known as food falls, where there's they said the ocean is pretty much like a food desert, and but every once in a while there'd be these food oases in there, and then of course things from all over the place will gravitate toward these food oases, consume say like a whole whale corpse, things like that. So these are food falls, essentially big windfalls of food that suddenly is just there and everything around. So they actually wanted to test it out. They got a properly euthanized alligator from a research facility in Louisiana.
So some Cajun dude just beat it over the head with a stick and...
Properly euthanized. Well, it looks like bludgeoned mostly. Euthanized, bludgeoned, same difference.
Don't hit that crocodile on top of the head with this stick, and then I'll throw him in the swamp, and it's gonna be some good Creole gumbo later.
Nice, that's pretty good in Louisiana. You gotta work it up so you can fit in with the locals when you head down.
They love that.
They love that.
They love that. You go down to Louisiana and you check in your hotel room. I booked on Expedia.
Expedia there.
Yeah. Is that Expedia, huh?
I got some gumbo, po' alligator. Yeah.
Don't mind that luggage, man. I'm sure not moving. It's got a bunch of crawdads in it.
Crawdad. I'll sing a song about crawdad. Yeah. Well, they dropped this.
They ate the alligator.
The cool thing about this,
it's like climatically finished the story,
and they ate the
alligator.
The cool thing about this is they were really curious how these giant pill bugs were going to. One thing about these bugs is these are bugs that lie dormant for, I think it's at least months, possibly even longer. And so when they like pop out of their little, hibernation or whatever, when food comes around, they're like, oh, we got to eat the fuck out of this. And they store it, and then they pretty much just go chill out again, and then they use very little of their energy over time.
What did you call it? Food drops?
Food falls is what they call them.
Food falls. Yeah. So my new content for this, I think, is you do not food falls, but thing falls into different areas of America where those things would then be, they pull out the scavengers, like you do like a cocaine fall.
Oh shit! Yeah, we do like just
in like New
just
York.
So you just like drop it out of a plane.
Drop like a brick of cocaine in the middle of the street, like a pallet, and then you just see who comes out and starts going like, ah.
Yeah.
It's like, these are not isopods, not pill bugs. That's pill Jimmy.
Yeah,
he's not a bug,
I
but
call me pill bug. That's my nickname.
He's taking his weight in cocaine on his back. Very few people know this.
But 40 pounds.
Pill Jimmy can normally not lift over the weight of one supermarket grocery bag. Yeah. But when a cocaine fall happens,
he's got that coke strength.
His strength quadruples.
I see that he's got that coke strength, and I'm gonna put my money on Pill Bug Jimmy here, and just say that I think he's gonna come out the victor and end up with most of the spoils in this one. Honestly, I know he was a long shot going in, but I've got to say I've got a lot of faith in Pill Bug Jimmy for the first time in my life.
You just do different drops. You do like a Sacramento. You just drop like a bale of weed, and you see who comes out for it, and then see like who can carry how much. Yeah. See what kind of super strength people can get when they're really motivated.
Or in Africa, you drop food for the starving children, which we already do. But it's all just for the fun of us watching.
I almost was gonna say when they drop water in Africa, but that's called rain, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Moving on, next story.
No, not next story.
We're not done with the pill bugs?
Yeah, actually we are. Yeah, I just like the fact people should watch this video. It's very visual. I can't really describe too much of it, but there's a good long video of it of these things ripping into the old scales of the alligator, and they actually over time will burrow into it. That's the first thing they try to do is they kind of crack it open, essentially, find an entry point, and then they pop in there and will latch on the inside and just suck it from the inside out, and they just fucking have a great time. So it's great.
The pill bugs kind of look like they kind of look like lobsters without.
They do, yeah.
They look like
no
lobster tails. Yes. If that was alive.
Yes, yeah. Which
just a lobster tail.
Which also just goes to show how fucking creepy, like bug-like lobsters actually are when you actually think about it. They're so delicious we don't think about it that much. But the first person to have finally gotten the balls up to eat a lobster, kudos on them, because they must have been starving. Because who the fuck is like, I bet this pill bug tastes good. Oh, it's a pill bug with claws. Cool. Let's eat it.
Next story.
Yes.
Doctors discover 4 bees in woman's left eye living off her tears.
Yes. Just the fact that they're living off her tears, too, is just such insult to injury. It's like, oh, yes, cry, bitch, cry.
Well, to be fair, these are very tiny bees. They live in Taiwan.
Here's the thing, is they are actually larger than I expected them to be. I thought they were going to be, like, microscopic. They are actual, like... They're decent size enough. They're not like a full size. They're not like a hornet, obviously, like what we're used to. But I expected like microscopic. Be like, of course not. But you actually see the size of them, and yeah, sure, it'll probably just look like a dark patch in your eye because it's hard to see inside your own eyeball, of course. But fuck this bunch of shit.
Yeah, this is a 29-year-old woman who is actually cleaning off a grave of a relative in a cemetery.
Yeah, got some dust in her eye.
Hence, Halloween. Halfway to Halloween.
What?
Yeah, I did that all wrong. But yeah, she was in a cemetery dusting off a relative's grave, and she got something in her eye. She didn't think much about it.
Yeah.
But then her eye started watering, swelling, getting red.
She rinsed it out, too.
Yeah,
like
and she rinsed. Yeah. She wasn't realizing there was any relief, so after a little bit of time, she went to the doctors. They saw a few little bug legs in the corner of her eye.
Which, fuck that. Fuck that.
And they pulled out the bee, and then they pulled out 3 more.
Yep. And then they're like, got them.
But these bees literally will eat your tears.
Yeah,
for
I think they're called like sweat bees. Actually, because they live off sweat but normally of other non-human animals where they find in the wild, and they'll live again like sometimes inside the eye, sometimes areas where people sweat, or rather these animals might do something like that.
And the grossest part of the story is that these sweat bees will sting your eye ever so lightly to make it tear more. So they have more food.
Which is
they're
good.
Stinging your eyeballs.
But they don't do the full sting and release venom unless they're threatened. And they said that this woman had contact lenses, and it actually saved her vision because when you have contact lenses, generally if you get something in your eye, you don't rub it really hard. You shouldn't because you can tear your contact. Those cost money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
so you
if she
prefer
had
to...
rubbed harder,
Yeah,
she might have,
they would say they would aggravate them, almost guaranteed to aggravate them, and they would have released venom, and it would have led to blindness in that eye anyway.
All right, I got my new Adult Swim cartoon special, 50-minute episodes.
Okay.
Beehive Jenny.
Cool.
I'm Jenny. I got a beehive in my head, and I can't rub my eyes. And then she just goes to work.
And there's bees floating out of her ears and bringing back pollen and shit.
Yeah, and the bees just attack her.
She's
enemies.
honey is dripping out of her ear.
Yeah, some guy tries to use the same
works.
debit card over and over that has no money on it, and the bees come out and attack him.
Yep.
She basically
can control them
because they're actually
because they live in her brain. She can essentially they're tethered to her cerebral.
Beehive Jenny. I'm just gonna sit here and you got some Metamucil? Oh, it's a can of tuna. Oh, this one was scan. Oh, this one was scan. Oh, bees! And then just come out. They go to the aisle with a can. They come
so they do mundane shit.
Scan.
It's not even cool stuff.
They come back with a can that will scan. She scans it. Beep, and she goes, "Thank you, bees." And they go back in her eyes.
Rip. Yeah. And they go up her nose, in her eyes, and her ears. But I do like the thought of at some point just like honey dripping from her ear.
Beehive Jenny, she's a tight piece of ass. And when she leaves work, she lives in a bad part of town. And she goes to her car with her car keys. And that one light over her car just goes out. And suddenly some guys in the shadows. And he's like, I see you have a flat tire. She's like, I don't know, a flat tire. And he goes, pfft, stabs it. Yeah. Flat tire. And she goes, oh, no, I do. And he's like, I'll help you fix it. She goes, you might be a rapist. I mean, you do have a knife. Yeah. And then he's
and you're wearing that shirt that says #1 rapist.
Yeah. And then the bees come out and attack him.
Yep.
It's always bees helping her.
So they got some
she's too dependent on the bees though, where she can't live a normal life. She's only hot because she is predisposed to obesity, but she can't even make food for herself at home. The bees
That's right, because the bees do everything. She's just they wipe her ass and stuff. But then it turns out that somebody realizes they can just plop a smoker in her ear and fucking smoke the bees out. And then suddenly she just falls down. She's
that's episode 2 of the Adult Swim show.
That's gonna happen way down the line.
She meets a weed smoker boyfriend of hers, a new guy who wants to date her. She doesn't stick the bees on him. She's shiny on him. She's got to shine.
Yeah.
And they sit down and he wants to shotgun a hit into her mouth. And when he blows the smoke into her mouth, the bees come out her eyes and ears.
Yeah, so that's the...
And then he thinks she's just high and he's seeing it.
In every episode, there's something that gets her around smoke. She just goes to a barbecue, and they're smoking a pig.
Yeah, they're smoking
it opens
pork.
the thing up and there's
smoker.
No. She falls down on the ground because it turns out that they control her bodily functions and stuff too. There are bees in there controlling her to move and shit.
Yeah.
It's
like Ratatouille.
Or Upgrade, I was thinking.
Or Ratatouille.
Yeah. Same movie. I've always said Ratatouille is just Upgrade but animated with a rat.
I haven't seen Upgrade yet, even though it's on my short list.
Oh, it should be on your shortest list. That movie's fucking bonkers.
Good
and
to
awesome.
know. I'm gonna watch it soon.
Yeah, not to be confused. I always get that confused with Overlord, which I have not seen. That's a World War
it's
II
an Adult
movie,
Swim. Yeah, Overlord was great.
Yeah, I've not seen that. That one's on my short list.
It was so good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
it.
That's straight
watch
horror.
it at high bass and stereo sound.
Yeah,
the sound design on that is so good.
Yeah, and that was more straight horror. Upgrade is clearly more of a...
No, it's more straight World War II movie with a weird horror curve halfway through.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I mean, it's there's violence and shit.
You're watching
Upgrade does too.
You're watching the best J.J. Abrams produced World War II movie you've ever seen, and then there's these berserker zombies that just come out of left fucking
Sweet.
lane.
That's the way I like it. Create a regular movie and then just pepper in some horror after.
It's the only way I can compare Overlord for anyone listening who cares. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Halfway through that movie, that's a vampire
That's high
movie.
praise. I've heard it's got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You can't compare it in any way except for the fact that halfway through From Dusk Till Dawn, it went from being two guys on the run to being a vampire.
Be a vampire, yeah.
This is a World War II movie that just becomes a zombie movie.
Yeah. No, pretty sweet. I like it.
But it is so well made, it's insane. So we got our content. Adult Swim show. Bees Run Me, Ratatouille 2.
Cool. Ratatouille 2, Bees Run Me. Live action. Pretty sure they were just leveraging the power of the Ratatouille name for this one.
Yeah.
It's like Troll 2 or these fucking, what was the one thing? Halloween 3 of those movies.
All right, next story. Customs officials seize 75 tarantulas from someone coming to or from Poland.
I thought it was even more than that.
I thought it was
757.
757.
Yes.
That's what typos do, people.
Yeah. They
I forgot
significantly
a
reduce.
7.
Yes.
I forgot a 7.
A very important 7 that makes it 10 times more than what you just said.
Yeah, these tarantulas were coming from Poland and are estimated in value of $5,900. And were actually stored in plastic containers with punctured lids so they'd live. So they were doing their due diligence.
That's a 757 plastic lids to try to get through customs. That's like, plastic containers. These are not like tiny little things. They can fit a tarantula, for fuck's sake.
I mean, does Poland make a lot of... Can you find plastic containers in Poland?
That's the Philippines, isn't it? Or is that where he's traveling to Poland? I don't know.
No, the tarantulas came from Poland.
From Poland, yeah.
These are Polish tarantulas.
But they got, I got you. But so why did they need to, like, Philippines clearly has a shortage of tarantulas and they're worth something, whereas Poland clearly has a crazy number of them.
That's my biggest problem with the story, even though the story is 100% factual, it has been snopes, is that I didn't know there were any tarantulas in Poland, period. I thought it was too cold for normal spiders. Philippines sounds like it's spider fucking filthy. It's filthy with spiders, right? So
it seems like,
why would you import?
Apparently not tarantulas. I don't know.
Is this Poland's way to get rid of all the spiders they have? Like, we got these big hairy ones. They're the only ones the fur coats on them. They keep them alive. This is my Poland accent.
Okay.
They keep them alive in Poland, like they wear little fur coats. And we only have 757 left, and we get rid of them. No more Polish tarantulas. And Philippines are like, well, we're filthy with tarantulas. We'll take them. Like, what's 757 on top of 3 billion tarantulas? Fuck it. We now own all the tarantulas. Then the Philippines is like, we're the tarantula-friendly country. Poland can then be like, hey, we're the tarantula-free country. Yep. Although... never thought I'd need to be told that about Poland.
I honestly, going into it, assumed they were. But
so, welcome to Poland. First day here, huh? There's less tarantulas here now than there were yesterday.
Yep. They do still technically run the government.
It's like, I thought you guys just, didn't win wars well and were
like
white.
Sausages, isn't that right? Poland?
Well, we also don't have that many tarantulas now.
Yes, 757 less than yesterday, still more than... you'd like to know, that's for sure.
I'm just trying to check into this hostel, but you keep giving me facts that scare the fuck out of me.
Well, as you see, here's the tarantula ward of the hostel. Yes, we have wards in Polish hostels. Cause I don't know
because
if that's
of other tarantulas.
Yes,
and don't mind them. They're furry because they need to keep warm, not to look like tropical ones, which eat birds and lizards and babies.
Yes, and as you see, there's a tarantula over there. Multiple of them masquerading in human clothing and wearing a top hat, assuming they're tricking us into. Hello, human man. See, they like to.
I am just a normal human man.
Yes, we know that.
Just wearing my fur coat and my slacks.
Yeah, Tarantula Joe. I don't know why you named yourself that. Clearly, you're a human.
Wish they made slacks with more legs.
Yes, because
these slacks have less legs than I need holes for. I'm just a tarantula. You got me. What?
That's the sound tarantulas make, by the way. Polish ones, anyway. Yes. So I hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, they're gone. Okay. That's my Polish accent, by the way. Is just a guy that talks like.
We don't have a good Polish.
Same guy.
Neither one of us.
Yeah.
Do we have any new content besides that we want to roll it into? I'm thinking.
That was good content.
I'm just thinking. There needs to now be a website that literally tells you about animals you never thought would be in countries you're about to visit.
Or like
I never thought I'd go to Japan and get mauled by a raccoon. They're not there.
We don't think so.
Until tarantulas in Poland, I didn't think so. That's why you need a website that warns you against animals you didn't think were where you're going.
Yes, they have one.
I never thought I'd go to China and get beaten by a raccoon.
You're just really confused by raccoons anywhere, but wait a minute.
Well, I was going to say kangaroo, but let's keep this going. I never thought I'd I never thought I'd be swimming in the center of the Mediterranean and be attacked by a raccoon from under the water.
I am now looking up a website. I'm pretty sure this doesn't exist. I just want to create the domain.
Places aren't there raccoons?
Places that have raccoons that shouldn't. .com.
I know England doesn't have raccoons. They imported a few, I think, because of the novelty. They're North American animals.
Well, yeah, because we talked to Sally Bent about this from back in episode
fifth episode, sixth episode, when we interviewed Sally Bent, by the way, owns the now deceased Oreo the raccoon, who is the CG model for Rocket the raccoon.
Yes.
Coming up in Avengers Endgame, coming this week. Avengers Endgame. Don't give us spoilers. We will kill you.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit. You can be all
Fuck you,
spoilers
Jared. I
want.
don't want to talk about it because we don't talk about Marvel movies together.
I'm just gonna.
We have a rule.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna start like making up spoilers to see if I'm right. Like, I don't know.
They go to a planet of just raccoons.
Batman wins. How's that?
No.
Not part of the same
It's
universe.
making me angrier.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is at least know enough about Marvel comics and such to know that Batman is not in the same universe. Don't worry about that.
I just want to do a website now that's this is our new content, I guess. Countries where raccoons shouldn't be.
Yeah, places that have raccoons that shouldn't.com.
But you don't say whether they do or don't have them. You just list places where they shouldn't be. Raccoons shouldn't be in Madagascar, Paraguay, Brazil, Canada. They could totally be in Canada because I believe they're there.
I mean, do you want to go halvesies on a domain name, places where raccoons shouldn't be.com, and then we'll just literally put up a list.
It's like a front page, like a single front page.
It's just a single page.
Which is a Google map.
Yeah.
A global Google map.
Yeah, and just like, we'll just randomly drop pins places.
Randomly drop pins.
It might be worth the $15 for 1 year of that. Every time I get my GoDaddy notice, be like, here's your account update. I'm like, when the fuck did I buy that? And it almost always is from some stupid idea we have in the podcast. Yeah. I immediately buy it just in case we owned 3 werewolves fucking ahead of lettuce.com for a while. I actually really
we don't anymore?
Well, I let it lapse because I think I would love is if a bot took it, and now a bot is paying $15 a year, parking it, hoping I'll want it back someday. Because I'm just like, 3 words fucking ahead of lettuce.com. Like, it lapsed. We're gonna get that because that's half the time what they do, and then they try to sell it back to you at a premium. Guess what? We don't need that one. I was gonna because we made a fake ad years and years ago about that.
We did. Yeah. You did a really good job on that.
Yeah, I like that ad. We've revisit it from time to time.
All right.
Anyway,
moving on to actual web droppings.
Oh,
you can't cut all this. You can't edit out.
I guess I am talking over it, so it's going to be more difficult. It's going to make less sense when we actually get into it.
I win.
I'm just going to play the thing over top of all that.
All right, that sounds good for me. You brought the story to the table. Let's hear it.
Yeah, this one. This was actually more of a lead into your next story. I was going to put this in rapid fire, so don't worry about any content of this because yours is definitely more fleshed out. But on the topic of finding cool, creepy artifacts and whatnot, there is a supposedly one of the most haunted locations or haunted hotels in America is in Arkansas called the Crescent Hotel. It's been the subject of a lot of movies and whatnot. Not a lot of movies, a lot of ghost hunters. And they go in, they're like, nope, still no ghosts because they don't really exist. But they go and try to hunt them there. So there's been supposedly full-bodied apparitions. It's not an apparition sighting, is it? I guess maybe.
Yeah, if you see an apparition, it's an apparition
sighting. Yeah. I just feel like apparition kind of assumes sighting because otherwise, who's seeing it? If it's an apparition, if a ghost,
fuck your
if a
logic. Damn, you're right.
If a ghost is in the woods, nobody's around to see it.
Does it boo?
Then who does that little retarded kid from Sixth Sense talk to? He wasn't retarded, was he?
Haley Joel Osment?
I think I meant my movie. He wasn't. No, he wasn't. I forgot.
I'm not retarded. He yells from
Haley Joel is awesome.
He was great in Tusk.
He's in Silicon Valley.
In Silicon Valley?
Yeah, he's in something new coming up too. He's in also Future Man.
Retarded Boy, the story of my life.
Yeah. I'm not retarded. I was clearly a very intelligent child in those movies.
You couldn't tell he was a ghost. The title clearly said he's a ghost.
I didn't watch the Chinese version of it. Also, it was in the script. I wasn't. It's not a documentary, right? The retarded kid who couldn't see ghosts, even though clearly there was a ghost because it's in the title. That's the new title of the documentary about the making of success.
Sometimes life's like a box of ghosts. You don't know they're ghosts, and you just eat them.
Yeah, eat them, and you got ghosts in your belly.
And you just poop those ghosts out. It's white poops. Looks like a dog's poop from the 70s when they used to feed them bone meal in their dog food. You ever notice how a dog doesn't poop white anymore? A lot of 90s kids won't remember white poop from dogs because they're too young.
Yeah.
They put bone meal in there, and then when they pooped and it laid in the sun, it would turn white from the bone meal. When dog poops now, it's brown, because they don't put bone meal anymore. 90s kids won't remember this.
Yes, which is interesting coming from a child who is 10 years old in 1999. So you were probably born, Haley Joel, right? You're probably born in, 89, something like that?
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't realize that everything I just said was fact.
Well, we only talk facts on this show, We don't spread misinformation. We're not one of those fucking places. Anyway,
let's spread some misinformation.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, as if this hotel was not creepy enough by just being haunted, they actually excavated an area behind the hotel, and they found this hotel wasn't always a hotel. It was some labs.
A phony cancer ward is what the story says.
Yes. Okay.
Phony cancer.
Wonder why it's haunted.
Ward.
They clearly just tortured people in there. So they actually dug up bits and everything from bone saws to jars of what is thought to be preserved human tissue. So there's actually legit creepiness around that place, and just more obviously adds more to the allure of the location to be ooh, clearly it's haunted because there's tissue in a jar. So anyway, some pretty cool stuff found around there, and this actually just leads into the larger story where you're going to bring the table. Okay.
This fall on TBS.
Okay, we can create content for it. Let's go.
Phony cancer ward.
Yeah.
I have a stage 3 cancer and I need to go somewhere to lay down for a while and die. Well, just get in that room with those jars. Now get in those jars. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, don't worry. We'll do it for you after you're dead.
Yeah.
What is the name ironic? Phony cancer ward?
Yeah.
No. That's my last name. Phony.
Phony. They could pronounce it like Marissa Tomei, but
phony.
Phony.
Now get in the jars.
These are small jars. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to carve you up in good shape. Oh.
Now just lay there. How about the cancer treatments? Well, at the phony cancer ward, you don't need treatment.
Yeah, that's right. The brine will do the work.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so we did get content out of that. That's good. It's a solid. There's not a lot to say about that story. That was it, but I'm glad we got some content out of the phony cancer ward.
I titled the next story, Calling All Witch Bottles, and I found this kind of fascinating. Researchers currently are hunting for 17th century witch bottles.
Yes.
That's
like
love
the prime
the
time
occult.
of witches.
I love horror.
Yes.
I love witches.
Me too.
I did not know this was a thing.
Well, I know what witch bottles are because I've seen The Love Witch, and they've got witch bottles are all throughout that.
Seen that movie.
Which isn't a horror movie. It's just a really fun 70s throwback to those witch movies. It's good. Also, ridiculously attractive woman playing the lead.
I heard.
Yeah. So it's worth watching for sure. But yeah, they touch on witch bottles in that, so I looked them up, but I didn't realize they were somewhat elusive and almost considered artifacts of sorts. Not artifacts, but yeah.
Pretty much. A team of archaeologists and historians from Mola and the University of Hertfordshire are calling on people who may have discovered 17th century witch bottles during the restoration work. Or
just in general, what they're saying is a lot of times people don't know they have them, but you're tearing down a wall and suddenly there's this cool hand blown glass bottle filled with tacks and nails and sometimes piss. Yeah.
Witch bottles is a name given to 17th
they used
century
to be hidden.
stoneware and glass vessels believed to have served as objects for ritual protection or as the containers of a prepared cure against witchcraft. Their contents most commonly included pins and nails and sometimes urine, nail clippings, and thorns.
The old piss bottle.
They have been found deliberately concealed in a range of places, in hearths or beneath the floors of historic buildings, in churchyards, ditches, riverbanks, in various archaeological sites.
But that's why they're kind of giving the heads up on this, because they're saying as you're doing this restoration work, you might just think you come across this random bottle, but they were intentionally concealed in the even when they were originally stored. So they're not going to just be wired out in the open, when you moved into your place on the hearth. There's this nice little, a lot of them were actually tucked into different areas to be, essentially serve as the protection from the witches.
Something we do, thinking for this one, we do, instead of Pawn Stars, where they pawn all those items at the store.
Yep.
We do Pawn Stars, but it's just for witch bottles. It's witch bottle Pawn Stars. I don't have a good title.
Yeah.
But literally, you have people coming in with just random bottles, found this bottle, and I think it's a witch bottle.
It's a Jameson bottle.
It's clearly a Jameson bottle. You're drinking out of it as we speak.
No, that's piss. It's witch piss.
All right, next. Oh, I found this bottle in my backyard. It's a witch bottle.
That's Jameson again.
That's also a Jameson bottle. You didn't even finish drinking it. It's uncorked.
Yeah,
it's got the plastic seal. It's even got a stamp on the side that says Nevada, 5 cents.
Yeah.
15 cents. Sorry, liquor bottle.
Yeah.
No. Next.
I found this bottle at the North Pole. I think witches once lived here.
I don't know if witches were up at the North Pole, actually.
Also, that's just a Jameson bottle.
It's a Jameson bottle.
That's actually a fully drank Jameson bottle.
You're a drunk.
You're a drunk, Santa.
I know. I fucking can't help
the
it.
15 cents for it at least? We'll give you 10. We'll give you 10 cents.
That'll do.
Cool.
right,
we just made 5 cents off
let's
on a
see.
fake witch bottle.
Who do we have next?
Oh yeah. Oh, hey. I'm a guy that's been in a lot of movies before. I don't know who I'm doing an impression of because I was put on the spot. So let's just say this is
Walter Matthau.
Matthau.
That is a Jameson bottle, and it is actually an empty one full of smaller airplane bottle Jameson bottles. How did you fit those in the neck?
Oh, it's a lot of magic. Like I said, mostly witch bottles here.
Oh, wait. Jared, I think we found our first witch bottle
Yeah,
on Witch Bottle
witches,
Pawn
that's
Stars.
what they do. They put the little bottles inside the big bottles, and you don't kind of like when you see a sailboat inside a bottle, but it's at scale. You can ride on that sailboat if you get inside the bottle. And then I realized I just stepped into the phony cancer ward, and they were trying to bottle me in a brine made for children. So I'm going to get out of here and just go ahead and leave this bottle on here if my name ain't Walter Matthau.
Now, Jared, real quick,
Yeah.
do we know that Walter Matthau's still alive? Could that have been the ghost of Walter Matthau who just brought in a Jameson bottle full of smaller airplane bottles of Jamesons?
You know, I believe Walter Matthau's been dead for 20 years.
Oh my God!
Oh,
We finally got our first witch bottle! Witch Bottle Pawn Stars! This is how we roll.
Stars.
Why is Walter Matthau singing?
I'm just in the ether now. I'm haunting you. I've been dead the whole time.
Very few people understand here on Witch Bottle Pawn Stars that if we actually get a true witch bottle, the person who originally owned it haunts the pawn shop forever.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way the witches work, and so I'm just going to be here for quite a while. You know that I died about a year after the Sixth Sense came out? Coincidence? It was.
I love it. I love it.
Wow, Walter Matthau. I might have to have him back on the show, even though he sounds different from Beyond the Grave.
We got one more Witch Bottle Pawn Star.
Oh, Paula Dean.
I'm Paula Dean. I brought in this bottle of it's a witch bottle, and it's made of butter.
Yeah, no, that is just sticks of butter.
It's a bunch of sticks of butter.
Looks like you've shaped it into a shape of bottle, a la
It's a Jameson bottle.
all
It's
of
a witch
the
bottle.
movie Ghost. Only you use butter instead of pottery.
I sat on a little turntable. They call them Lazy Susans.
Yep.
And then I had butter, and then someone spun me until I made the bottle. It was a form of torture.
Yeah, no, it looks like it was probably painful, and you are covered in butter.
I'm sticky.
Yeah, you
In
are.
all the wrong places.
Yeah, tell you what, we will purchase that bottle if you just get the fuck out of the store. Oh,
I'm off to make butter things out of more butter.
Oh, not so fast. I like the look of this one.
I once made a slip and slide out of Walter Matthau's ties and a whole bunch of butter.
Tell me more, lady.
Well, we laid his ties on a lawn, and then we put butter on them, and then the sun did all the work.
You know that when I was filming Bad News Bears, I wasn't wearing pants for most of it. And they
Walter
actually...
Matthau, we know that because of all the rape allegations.
Yes, I was a sexual predator for most of my time, but got out just in time for the Me Too movement to take hold. And that's actually, people don't know, I committed suicide in my flat in Providence or somewhere around there in California. Can't read my Wikipedia article right now.
Do you seriously think, and this is aside,
Yeah.
do you seriously think that some horrible celebrity who raped or mistreated women,
Oh, yeah.
who was old enough to die just as the Me Too movement was exactly happening, laid on his deathbed, and someone showed him Twitter, and he goes, "I beat you all."
Yeah.
There had to be one dirtbag who's like,
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm out.
When I was on my deathbed, I said, score one for Matthau, I said. And I chopped up another one right as I grabbed the nurse's fanny and stuck my fingers up her puss without her consent. Yeah, I called my penis the bad news bear. I say I'm going to hit a home run. That's what I called it when I impregnate women with rape babies.
Walter Matthau's ghost, I hope you come back. But
I probably will. I'm here for eternity now.
But I hope you clean up your language, because this is the Me Too era, and that language does not fly.
I got out well before that. What are they going to do, kick me off of Twitter? They could suck my goddamn rape cock. I don't care.
Your ghost rape cock?
Yeah, I'll take it out like I did for all the bad news bears. Yes, I molested plenty back then. Mathau out.
Very nice. Well, I believe that wraps up the show for this week.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good with that.
Wow, I didn't ever expect to actually have the Ghost of Mathau join the cast of the show. Very nice to hear Santa Claus.
He sounds a little different than he sounds a little different than I expected him to, but he's been dead for almost 20 years. So something tells me that's not the last we're going to hear from Walter Matthau's ghost.
All right. Well, if you want to find us on social media, make sure to hit us up on Facebook. We have a fun Facebook group. We also have a page. Feel free to subscribe to the page, but within the group, we share weird news stories and talk. Other than that, you can go to Twitter. We're at The Lost at Home. We're on Instagram at Lost at Home Podcast. Basically, search Lost at Home Podcast in your favorite Bing engine, and you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, Google it in Bing.
Bing, just Google Bing. Type into Bing Lost at Home Podcast.
You need to remember. Yes. I had to Google Bing because I couldn't remember the website.
Go to Google Bing, then Google DuckDuckGo. Download that on your phone.
Yeah. We actually have written down an empty promise I want to bring back. That's why we write them down, because we otherwise forget, is creating a DuckDuckGo commercial where it's just like shit's going to get weird or something like that.
Yeah. So, DuckDuckGo, things about to get weird.
Things about to get weird.
Hey, I keep DuckDuckGo on my phone so I can pirate TV shows and movies on my phone when I'm lazy in bed and don't want to go downstairs.
Yeah. Well, also, because they also just don't store your shit. You know?
Safari and the Google apps won't show you pirated movie sites anymore. They filter them out.
Okay, I mean,
So if you go to DuckDuckGo and say, I want to watch the new Avengers movie.
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah, it's like,
here.
Everything goes.
Fuck it, here. Here's a red room while you're at it. You want one of those? I didn't even ask. We'd pepper that one in for free.
Duck goes.
Yeah.
Because everything goes at Duck,
everything
Duck
goes at Duck Go.
Goes, G-O-S-E. Isn't that like the name of a goose if it's like alcohol?
Goza, yeah.
Yeah, like a
Goza.
Like a goose if it was alcohol.
Yeah.
Goza.
Goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're making up things
He's a ghost.
Are we going out at anything this week?
Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, us making weird sounds for 3 minutes.
Oh. Chicka, oh. I'm alone doing all the O's.
I'm waiting for my point to jump in here. I like a breathy beat. I like a breathy beat. I like a breathy beat. Got shoes on my feet. Got a breathy beat. Now that I listen to this breathy beat, got shoes on my feet. Gotta take these shoes off of my feet. Gotta take my feet on the beat. Rhyme with beats. Feet have beats. My feet have ruined beats. But when I walk, I bleed.
We can't do this for 3 minutes.
Yeah, we can.
We're gonna lose it. I'll find something to go out on. You know what? Actually, I created a Howling 3 song recently. It's not finished, but I'll play what I have. It's a sneak peek at my Howling 3.
I'm a wolf from down south.
Actually,
I got teeth in my mouth.
Howling
But I'm not
3.
a wolf. I'm a man. You know I do it. You know I can. Cause I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf man. I'm a werewolf. I'm a werewolf man. I'm a werewolf in Australia. Give me some shrimp on that Barbie.
Well, they actually call them prawns. They call them prawns in Australia.
Throw a prawn in my maw. Don't tell my ma.
Well, you
Throw
decided
a prawn in my ma. Don't tell my ma.
Oh,
she
ma,
don't
like
like it when I eat the shellfish.
Oh,
my mom is selfish. She's a Jewish woman, and I shouldn't eat shellfish. Throw a prawn in my ma.
I thought you were actually. It's great. Now I don't have to play the song because we're good with this one.
Take my mother's legs, spread them wide, open up that pussy. Throw a prawn in that maw. Throw a prawn in that maw.
Throw a prawn in that maw.
Want to see that pussy get swole? Want to see that pussy get swole? Throw a prawn in her maw.
Yeah,
she's allergic to selfish.
But her pussy ain't selfish. She'll take that prawn.
Her pussy is so not selfish that she will take shellfish in it, even though she's allergic, just to look
and it makes her pussy swole.
Yeah. Look at that labia. Scrape it on those knees. Look at that labia. Oh, I got some bees for your labia.
Oh, now put
Gonna
the
sting
bees
that
up the
labia.
pussy.
Make it twice as big. Now it hits your ankles, your cankles, your feet. Had to progress.
This is how anatomy works. On that note, get lost.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll come. It's good. I'll have time to finish my real howling
edit
song.
all of this out.
No, I'll come to the table with the howling song when it's actually finished for the real Halloween.
Prawns in your maw. Good night.
It's a good jam. Get lost.
Get lost. Get lost. Good night. Goodbye. I love you. I miss you. I wish you'd come home. I really do. I miss you so fucking badly. I don't even know why you left. You just packed your bags that night. And the phone was off the hook.
I told you I just couldn't do it anymore.
I don't know why the phone was off the hook. Like, I have a cell phone. We don't even use the landline.
Well, I know that was actually just a coincidence. That was
why
an
did you
accident.
hide the knives and you put them under my pillow? Like, did you want me to do something you didn't want to happen?
That was actually just a
wasn't
weird
going-
OCD thing. You know how I am
I wasn't
putting
going
things
to
under
kill you,
pillows.
But if you give me instruments of death, I'm going to kill something.
I was trying to frame you, and I just got lazy halfway through, so that's where it ended. And then I just left.
I'm sorry. I'll look for you tomorrow. I need to jerk off. Get lost.